Hunter.
Oh yeah.
This is Hunter x Hunter chapter 396, Founding
Also,
Part 2.
Christian's RGC.
It's not actually.
Stop fucking lying, bro. Stop fronting. You're just saying that because you don't want me to be right.
No, I know. Listen, we'll get to it.
That's what I would do. I would.
Well, we'll see.
I would.
This is Hunter x Hunter chapter 396, Founding Part 2. Last we left off, certain members of the Phantom Troupe, specifically Phaeton, Finks, and Nobunaga, have gotten into the Haley hideout that has been evacuated. And in that moment, they just start reminiscing about the old days. And we started getting our first peek into the origin of the Phantom Troupe in full. Like, we know in general where they came from, but now we're getting them as children, which is super interesting. They grew up in Meteor City. You know that place. It's where people who are basically not people, basically, who show up there. They don't have like a social security or anything. They don't really count towards the bigger world. And they just like live.
They got no documents.
Yeah, they live in this I guess mountain of artifacts, it looks like. And we see that the Phantom Troupe are basically like, you know, just like little troublemakers, rambunctious kids who each have their own little territories within Meteor City. They have stolen a tape. Krollo and his boys have stolen a tape from Uvogeen's territory. Rest in peace.
Ovaltine.
Ovaltine's territory.
Shout out to those who remember what that is.
Yeah.
It's chocolate Ovaltine.
God rest his soul. He is, they get away, and it's like a little Power Rangers. This world's version of Power Rangers, a video of that, but just in a foreign language. So
Super sweeping power.
Yeah. So Krollo decides power cleaners. Yeah. Because they can't really understand the language that it's dubbed in, they decide to do their own dub, their little fan dub. And Krollo gets a bunch of the kids together to kind of like make a little dub. It's very cute. Pakunoda is among them, a young Pakunoda, God rest her soul. And
Jesus, bro.
She's dead.
God rest her soul.
Yeah.
They dropped.
She's dead. I'm asking God
Can
to rest
I get
her soul.
one of those when I die?
Yeah, I'll do a casual God rest your soul.
Thanks.
Yeah, everybody gets a God rest their soul.
Hey, look.
All right,
I'm a minister. All right.
Making sure. That's a little. You got a connection there.
So we have this scene. They're about to screen the little dub they made. And this we see Krollo, and I thought this little girl was Cordope, but apparently it's not. She's
Who's Cordope?
She's the one
Vacuum.
She's the other one who died. The other Phantom Troupe member who Hisoka killed. The little
right with the
hair.
The one that could transform things into
something like that. I thought this was her at a young age, but I guess not. This girl's name is they say it here, Sarasa. So it's not Cordope. Anyway, so she gives basically this snacks, this basket of snacks to Finks, and asks him to hand out some snacks. And she's like, "Will you hand this out?" He's like, "Fucking why me?" And then she just stares at him, and he does it because he's a kind boy at heart. They go into this theater, and they start screening the dub. It's very cute. All the kids are like, "Oh my god, these kids made a dub. It's very adorable. The Power Rangers." But then the audio tape goes out, and everybody's like, "Oh no, this is gonna take forever to fix." But then Krollo gets up there and starts voice acting it live. And he brings up the other kids who are involved in the production as well, and they start doing it live through the silent video because the audio tape is what's messed up. And then at some point, the bad guy appears, and Chrollo starts doing the voice for him. It's terrifying. He's just like, you're doomed now. It scares the shit out of everyone. The performance is so good. I was wrong last week. That was Phaeton. Nobunaga's right here.
Told you. Told you.
Hey,
I did too.
I admit it. Hey,
I want dibs on that.
Hey, I admit it. I was wrong. Maybe I was thinking too much because I guess
the L to you.
I'll take it. I'll take it on to me.
Strong with this one.
Oh, you got to do this. You got to do it like in Black Panther. You got to go.
The sacred L of wrongness. Of you were wrong.
The sacred L of wrongness.
You were wrong.
Yeah. Talokan. All right. Well, there you go. I admitted it. You know what it is, man? I guess I was thinking too much about the age difference. I was like, if Phaeton looks very young, is he gonna be like? Does it make sense for him to be that? Like, even not a baby at this point? I don't know. Anyway, I was wrong. So yeah, they're watching this thing. Everybody's raptured by Chrollo's performance. And we basically cut to after the whole performance thing. Everybody is just like kind of in awe of Chrollo and, doing all the power cleaner stuff. It's a cute little moment. Uvogin is waiting for Chrollo, and everybody's like, oh shit, he's gonna fuck you up, dude. But Sasa, I'm not used to this character's name yet. Sarasa actually just kind of like goes ahead, stops, and basically dubs over Uvogin's voice, saying that, Chrollo, you really are amazing. I have a better opinion of you now. It's a cute little moment. Uvogin himself approaches Chrollo and actually asks Chrollo to let him do the voice of the next monster. And he tells Chrollo that what he did today rocked him the most. It's a very sweet moment. He is dead. Where we cut over to the entirety of this iteration of the Phantom Troupe, just kind of like talking amongst themselves about who's going to play what in the next installment of the Power Cleaners dub. It's a very cute moment. There are characters in this iteration of the Phantom Troupe that are no longer members. I do remember at the start of the series that 2 members were replaced, and one of them was replaced by Hisoka. So these certain members that are no longer around are probably the members that were before, like the original Phantom Troupe.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So yeah. Everybody's, talking amongst themselves about who's going to play what. Sarasa leaves on her own to sort, I guess, the mountain of trash that they live in. And she's actually out there because she's like excited to kind of like try to find another tape so they can keep on doing dubs. It's very wholesome. Not knowing, of course, that the Mafia seems to be out there. I think this is what they are. Is they mentioned that Meteor City has ties to the Mafia, and the Mafia is there, I guess, kidnapping folks for whatever reason. So, and it seems that they're looking for one more person, and I guess the story serves that Sarasa is going to be that one person. But that being said, that is where the chapter ends. Josh, what did you think about Hunter x Hunter chapter 396?
On that last page, he says, we've made the quota for delivery. The era of hunting here may be coming to a close. I mean, when I hear the word hunter or hunting, I think that's a very specific to hunters, to like the Nen hunters. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's not like the Hunter Association is like this completely 100% legal thing. Like, they do whatever the fuck they want at the end of the day. And I think you do have some hunters that are like just straight up bad. I mean, Hisoka technically is a hunter.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone in the Phantom Troop is technically hunters too, right? Didn't they all pass?
I don't know if they're all hunter, honestly.
I mean, they're all at hunter level anyway.
I mean, they probably could be if they wanted to. I'm not sure if they're.
You know what? They're not because they didn't vote. They weren't there to vote.
That's true.
But Hisoka was.
Yeah, because he's a hunter.
He is. Yeah, he is. Yeah, because he went to. Yeah, that was cool actually. Yeah. So, I think these are hunters that's kidnapping these kids. And I don't think it's the mafia. Because the mafia is supposed to be protecting them. These guys are just trying to do this shit for sport or for profit before shit closes, shuts down for sure. That's how I took it. Otherwise, I thought this was gonna be your RGC, Chris, because this was super duper fucking wholesome. Like, it's hard to believe that this is Crollo. Like, all I knew about Crollo was that he isn't worried about anything else. We've already went through this about the Phantom Troupe, but him especially. That he's not worried and he cares deeply about his Phantom Troupe, even though he would kill them if they spoke out of order or something like that. That's the vibe I got. When they was in York New City and he pulled up on the scene, they was all like tense. Like that wasn't your homie from fucking 5 years old. That could never be me. I'm not, nigga, I ain't never be intense around my fucking close friends. I don't care how many niggas you done killed. We killed all them together. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just cool seeing Crollo like this, but it was really nice. I see these kids that had nothing try really hard to do something fun for themselves. And of course, because of the way the world is in Hunter x Hunter, you know, there are a lot of people that want to exploit poor innocent people, like children. So, yeah, I want to see how this wraps up. Those are my thoughts. I don't have any intricate thoughts for Hunter x Hunter this week. How about you, Brian?
I don't have much to say. I don't have much to say about this chapter either. It was more like, it's still more set up for the eventual crazy shit that's about to happen to them. Man, it's starting to make me sad, because it's like, you know what they're gonna do, you know what's gonna happen, and you just see them in this. They're all kids. They're so wholesome and they're so cute and so naive. Like, you don't want them to end up becoming what they became or doing what they ended up doing. But we're starting to kind of get a piece of a puzzle where, like, I don't know what's going on with the whole like kidnappers or whatever. What's going on with that? Maybe those are Kurta clan people and they kind of pick them off one by one or something.
Oh, that'd be crazy.
But I don't know what exactly is going on here.
You want the Kurta clan to be bad so hard.
I never said that.
You want them to be evil. You want them to be these evil people that the Troupe had to take out, so that Kurapika could be like, oh my god.
What are you talking about? I didn't even say anything along those lines.
Emperor Dolphin, but nothing.
I didn't say anything along those lines.
Oh my god. For the record, I don't want the Kurta clan to have been evil. Kurapika does not deserve that.
Same. I share that same thought and opinion.
But what were you saying, Brian?
Yeah, I don't want the Kurta clan to be bad. I literally never said that.
For the record,
this dude came out of nowhere, out of left field with that shit. But yeah, I think this was a nice, wholesome chapter, and it's only a matter of time before they end up becoming genocidal maniacs. So we'll see what ends up happening here.
I don't think they're genocidal,
right,
but they're murderous. Nah. They're homicidal maniacs. I don't think they're genocidal maniacs.
They murdered a whole clan.
That's not genocide.
That's basically genocide.
Well, not
genocide would imply that they like.
But
you're killing a whole generation of people.
No, a genocide would be like a group of people
That's
not
that's
like
what a clan is.
no.
You know what? I
That's
wonder if
homicide
genocide is all
still.
about scope, because their clan was probably a small village. Can you commit genocide to a village? Yeah. You know what? Yeah, Chris. You know what? It might be genocide.
I guess.
Well, Brian, you could always look it up.
Yeah, maybe if you look up the definition of genocide, and we could all learn something today that we probably should.
Brian could be right with this one.
You know, the New York school system is tough. Learning the exact definition for genocide is.
Oh yeah, I would.
A deliberate killing of large number of people from a particular nation or ethnic group.
All right.
Aim to destroy that nation.
Like the Air Nation.
Yeah, the Air Nation was genocided.
Or the
was genocided.
Yeah, they got genocided pretty bad.
Did Itachi genocide his clan?
I don't think so. I don't think killing a family equates to genocide. I think it means big time homicide, but
they weren't just a family. I mean, damn, that's weird.
They were a family. They were like a big ass family.
Nah, they had like it was other. They were a race of people.
They were all Uchihas.
Uchiha.
Uchiha was their last name. Uchiha is the family name.
Right, but they have other people marry in. They can't keep.
I guess, but that doesn't mean
with each other.
If they killed Konoha, that would probably be genocide. If they killed the Uchihas, that's homicide. I think there's something in between genocide and homicide.
Okay. I'm over it. something between homicide and genocide.
Yeah, something like that. Anyway, Brian, continue your thoughts.
No, I mean that was about it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I actually have a lot to say about this chapter. It is indeed not my RGC. But that being said, it is the audience's really good chapter of the week.
Certified RGC. Certified RGC.
Oh, okay. Audience, yeah. RGC. Right. I thought that'd be you too, Chris.
Not me.
I am surprised.
Not me. Couldn't be me. Honestly, well deserved though. I did really like this chapter a lot. These last two chapters of Hunter x Hunter have been great, obviously, because the Phantom Troupe are great characters, I think. Even though we don't see much of them, they are just fascinating, and I do love their dynamic a lot. They're entertaining to read. It is cool to see where they come from. It feels consistent, because this is how kind of they talk as adults. And I really appreciate that, in a sense. One thing that I did want to point out, and I had to take notes on this because I thought about this at work while highly caffeinated, and I was just thinking of Hunter x Hunter, but yeah, between this chapter and the chapter before, I think one of the things that makes this chapter, the last two chapters, so fucking interesting and fun to read is not just that this is the origin of the Phantom Troupe, but it has to do with what I like to call the invisible third element of like comics and manga, and that's composition. Composition is basically how you arrange panels on a page. Your speech bubbles, your panels. How do you organize that? How do you lay it out? It's page layout. I say that it's invisible because you only really notice it if it's bad. I think people only talk about this kind of thing when it's noticeably not good. A lot of people have
Bleach is like that.
I think Bleach is really good at it. Not for nothing. But
most people talk about Bleach whenever they bring it up. Bleach is something that comes up when it comes to that.
What do they say? I don't really even know that.
Like the blank spaces and stuff.
Yeah, but that's it's called negative space. A lot of people do that. Like Frank Miller used it in his heyday. It's just it's like a focal thing that Kubo does. I don't think it comes from a lack of wanting to make backgrounds. I think he's very big on drawing focus to one point, and that's why it seems that way. But I don't know. That's just my 2 cents. But I think I think a lot of people get on One Piece nowadays for it, and rightfully so. I think One Piece's like page layouts have suffered over the years, and it's mostly because we're getting towards the end, and Oda's trying to like fit a lot of information into one thing. I don't think it's the worst, mostly because I've started reading Hunter x Hunter. I think later Hunter x Hunter is particularly not great at this particular element. That being said, I don't think that I don't that doesn't make it a bad manga or a bad story at all. In fact, quite the opposite. I would say that I would point to Hunter x Hunter as an example of composition not really fucking up your story, because I'm still heavily invested in Hunter x Hunter and I find it very interesting. But manga is a visual medium. The obvious retort to all of this stuff is just like, well, duh, you're supposed to read it. Just because there's big pictures in it doesn't mean that you're not supposed to read it. But at the same time, it's a visual medium, so like there's no point in making it a manga if like you're just gonna have wall of text. So there's that. What's the last thing I have here on my notes? Yeah, it just like I think that's what helped this chapter and the last chapter feel so like fun to read, is that I don't feel suffocated by a wall of text. It is and on top of that, when there is dialogue, because there's a solid amount of dialogue in this, but it is all character based on with people that we've spent most of the series with, so, and people that we're interested in, and not Haley person number 53 explaining their ability. You know what I mean? So yeah, there's a lot of factors that have made this into what's have made a difference between between these two chapters and the chapters that came before it. And I feel like it felt like a definitive enough difference to notice and to note that I definitely felt like this was a way easier read, in a lot of ways. And I enjoyed it a lot. It's not my RGC though. Very wholesome, but very good. I'm hoping it stays this way. Mostly because I guess like there's not Nen involved, and there's probably not going to be Nen involved for a while. So there won't be over explaining of abilities anytime soon. It is mostly character focused, but yeah, that's my 2 cents. I hope that all made sense, but
no, it makes sense.
Page composition is important, comic book writers. Always keep it in mind. If you have good composition when nobody talks about it, it's like a good offensive line. If you don't hear about the offensive line, they're a good offensive line.
Right.